Absolute shambles. Absolute shambles, and I have no word. I literally have no bars bar saying it was an absolute shambles. Absolutely gutted. I really want to bang my head to the wall and want to ask, where was the mentality? Was this a London derby? Did we see any passion from the players to fight for the badge? Did we see any desire from these players to fight for the club? There was only one club that was fighting for the pride. There was only one club that was fighting for the manager, and that was Arsenal. They played with vigor, they played with passion, they played with hard work, and they played with technical skills, and they played some football. I've only saw Manchester City playing at Stamford Bridge. While we were laggard, we already put the white flag in. It was like Graham Potter came in and said, "We are praying Arsenal, please beat us, please beat us. We are so bad, please beat us." That was the way we were playing. We were begging Arsenal to beat us, and we were putting the right flag in that yes, we've lost, we can't win this match. Please, I'm sorry, and we leave. That was Chelsea today for you. We put the white flag in. The manager, I have some words for him in the end of the video, so do stay tuned because it was ridiculous. Our hands are also tied with no wingback backup and the midfield being in absolute crisis. But that was a mistake of the regime under Roman Abramovich and Marina Ganavoskia, which did not address that. And now we're in massive trouble and in a massive, massive crisis. And it doesn't look like it's going to end very soon. Massive problem. Gutted. I thought it's a London derby. These players will wake up. These players will fight for the match. These players will play for the club they love, but they didn't. They never fought for the club. I just have no words. I just thought that it was a London derby, big match, top of the league, Arsenal. It's time Chelsea put them out of the top of the spot. But we just came with mentality to do nothing in the game. We just came. We did not even put a desire. We did not even put a passion. It was a white flag straight away, and the match started with Arsenal dominance. Gabriel Jesus should have finished his chance. Martinelli was destroying us, and at some point the goal had to come, and the goal came. Even if it's a lucky goal, great goal in the end. And you have to say Arsenal were the better team. If we got a draw out of this match, that would have been injustice because only one team tried to play football. The other team only came here to just sit on, keep passing the ball, and doing nothing. There's only one team that was playing football, and that was Arsenal Football Club, and that's it. Absolutely gutted, disappointed. But to be really honest, are we really surprised with Chelsea nowadays? Are we really surprised with Chelsea? What we have seen this whole year, are we really surprised with what Chelsea are really throwing at us, to be honest? I don't think so. I'm just not surprised anymore by Chelsea. I thought that this match is going to bring some passion out. I thought Manchester United will be the match. They will fight with passion, will put everything for the shirt. But just that wasn't to be. That wasn't to be. These players have been absolutely lagged for some time. And they again were, like they've always been. They did not fight for the shirt, they did not put mentality. And once we went behind, there was no effort. There was no effort to come back. And once they went behind, it was always clear Chelsea was never going to come back in the match. And that was clear from long while. Going on towards Graham Potter, and he must do better. He has to do better. The way he's playing Sterling when he's not playing well, the way he's forcing Mount every match. Why did Graham Potter had to play Mason Mount at Dinamo Zagreb? Our qualification was done. We finished first in the group. Why in the world, in the right mind, Graham Potter, Mr. Graham Potter, sir, why did you think to play Mason Mount in Dinamo Zagreb? You're tiring the kid out. You're running him exhausted. And at some point, you're going to get him injured. At some point, you will get him injured and it's going to be bad. We are overplaying Mount and he's not performing that well. And then the brigade comes in to criticize him. But when you don't give a player a rest, that's what's going to happen. Tactically, again, we had no mentality. Graham Potter came in with a white flag that Arsenal can beat us. It's a part of the process and everything. He's just not trying put a tactic to win the match. But I also have some sympathy that he had no Reece James, he had no Ben Chilwell, he had no Kante for this game. And the previous regime had left it with no option, no midfield, and no right wing backup. But I still believe the manager can do better and adjust his tactics. And if he wants to be successful at a club like Chelsea, you have to adjust according to situations. But along with that, as you see, I've written the line, but we also must stay patient. I'm still very calm with Graham Potter. He's a good manager, he's a young manager, and I still have a lot of time for him. And we need to be calm. We cannot be the same old club that Chelsea have always been, sacking manager after every failure. That's not the way to go. We have to face this. We have to back the manager. At how many points do we continue this cycle? This is a cycle. Today we have the players of Maurizio Sarri playing at Chelsea, players of Thomas Tuchel playing at Chelsea, players of Frank Lampard playing at Chelsea. There's no one manager having his type of players. On one hand, you've got Arsenal, who backed their manager through thin and thick, gave him his type of players, and now they are bearing the fruit. And on the other hand, you've got Chelsea Football Club, who just keep sacking on managers. They sign players on the market value. They sign players in particular brand. and we just keep on going down as a club right now. We are in big trouble. We have got Newcastle United coming away next, and his peak right now is absolute peaks. But I'm calm with the manager, but it also doesn't mean that because he's a new manager and he's free hit, you cannot adjust your tactics. You come with a white flag, and that's very scary. Also, I expected him to be a bit more, you will say, giving players their deserved chances, but he has at the moment been very, very, you can say, weak. He's been playing players every week, Sterling, Mount, and it looks like he has no guts to drop any one of them. Mount has to be rested for me, but Sterling has to be dropped. But it looks like either there's pressure from above the board, or either he doesn't have the guts to drop them. And that's another major problem. Anshul Bhai in the chat, big up to Anshul Bhai, big support of the channel. Thank you, Anshul Bhai, to be here. And gutted. For me, positively on the Ankit Bhai, I went to Ankit Bhai channel, Almighty Blues FC. Do subscribe to his channel and Almighty Sports Plus. Great content. I went to his channel and we discussed on a lot of things. I said, my heart says Chelsea is going to win, but my brain says we cannot win. And that's what happened. Pathetic performance and the pathetic management today. But the manager, we have to remain calm with him, to be honest. I, at the moment, don't want to really go on him. Sterling and Mount have to be we can give Potter all the time, and even except closing game, but we at least have to see even some small improvements. Absolutely agreed. For me, Anshul Bhai, from the first moment today, Graham Potter with the white flag in. He straight away put the white flag in for me, Anshul Bhai. That's the way today we manage. Graham Potter came in with a mentality to lose, and that was the way we did. It was an absolute mentality to lose, and that's the way he came in the match. There was no tactics, to be honest. He had nothing to plan today, and that's really disappointing. I thought Graham Potter will come in, he will give some chances to Christian Pulisic, some chances to other players, but he has at the moment been very partial, biased, and it's been very, very concerning for me so far. On the two players I mentioned here, Sterling and Mount, they have been needing dropping for some time now. Mason Mount is being tired out at a stretch I've never seen any player ever. It just looks like he's untouchable and he has to play every game, even if he's injured. At the moment, Mason Mount played against Dinamo Zagreb in midweek. He plays every game for Chelsea. He also plays every game for England. And I think we are tiring the kid out. And this is getting beyond level of comprehension, that this is getting to a very bad level and they're going to destroy the guy. He's a young guy with a lot of talent, but Chelsea is going to work him so hard, they're going to destroy him. And I'm very worried for him. He's a very good guy, good talent, but Chelsea are destroying him. And Graham Potter, my Graham Potter, sir, what in the heck in your mind? Why did you play a strong squad against Dinamo Zagreb? Players do not have the energy. Why in the right mind did you play this squad against Dinamo Zagreb? An absolute shambles by the manager. Absolute shambles. On Sterling and Mount, Sterling was again very poor. Very poor. It looked like Sterling today was playing as defensive wing back. And whenever he got the ball, where should I pass? Should I pass to the right? Should I pass to the left? What can I do with the ball? I've got the ball. That was Sterling. That was Raheem Sterling. It was just like he won a lottery, but he did not know how to use it. That was Raheem Sterling today. He had the ball, but did not know nothing to do with it. Mason Mount could not even keep the ball today in his feet. He was bad today. He was ridiculous. And if even now Graham Potter drops Pulisic and not gives him chances, I'm going to have a big word on the manager and I'm going to have a bit of rant on him, because Pulisic is being mistreated and he has to be given chances, because this is getting ridiculous now by Graham Potter to ignore Christian Pulisic again and again. This is getting bad now. This is getting bad, and it's again looking like Graham Potter is coming here and trying to please the senior players, and he has no guts to drop them. And if you're a Chelsea manager who wants to win trophies with Chelsea and you've got no guts to take on the senior players, that's a very, very worrying sign for me. Very worrying sign. Forget about winning. Whenever we go in a game these days, I'm praying we at least score, and that's the problem. Anshul Bhai, I'm not even praying for scoring. I'm praying for just creating a chance. We did not even create a chance in the game, Anshul Bhai. It was that bad. It was not watchable. It was ridiculous. It was just like I was watching a park in the bus football with no result. That's how it was. And it was very bad, Anshul Bhai. Like, literally, I have no words. That was very bad. Going on midfield, and let's be brutally honest, Chelsea have no midfield right now. We have no midfield bar Kovacic. Jorginho Loftus-Cheek doesn't work. Jorginho never tries forward passes and is becoming an absolute shambles right now. Absolute shambles. He just cannot look forward. He just cannot make a forward pass. Like, I literally have no word on this guy. He just cannot make even one forward pass today. And Jorginho, defensively, was good today. But sorry, offensively, he was very poor today. Very, very poor today offensively he was today. Very disappointed with offensively. And he was very, very bad offensively today. Did not make forward passes. Did not see, whenever he got the ball, he lost it so quickly. He was manhandled by Saliba in one attack when they were running about. Defensively, he was nowhere to be seen at some points. Bad. Ruben Loftus-Cheek cannot do anything with the ball. Attackingly, he cannot offer anything. He's a player I've always loved. He's a Chelsea youth player I've always admired, and a player I've always wished he comes through as Chelsea. But right now, looking at him, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a player that can only play in a 4-3-3 formation in an attacking way. But since that injury, he has lost that. And let's be brutally honest, he's not the Sari Loftus-Cheek, and is really bad right now. He cannot play at a Chelsea level right now. He was bad. Ruben Loftus-Cheek with the ball is very bad, but Jorginho is not making any forward passes. Defensively, our midfield was bypassed today, and only Kovacic is the one that can control the game, but he cannot do everything on his own. And without N'Golo Kante, this midfield is done out here. This midfield is absolutely done out here for me because I'm getting frustrated with this midfield. It has nothing on what they have to do. There's no ounce of creativity. There's no ounce of defensive awareness. There's no ounce of energy. There's no ounce of positional awareness, and it's becoming a massive, massive concern. The way Thomas Partey, the way Granit Xhaka went to attack, easily control the Chelsea midfield, easily bypass by, should be a massive concern. Newcastle will have Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, and Longstaff next week. The way we played against Xhaka Partey, we're going to be peppered by Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton. Joe Linton physically is going to destroy Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek, and this is becoming a massive concern. If we don't improve, this 4-match winless run could only extend to 7 or 8 because this is becoming bad. Let's be brutally honest. This is right now getting at a very, very bad level, and I have no words on that because it's getting at a very, very bad level. Let's be brutally honest. It's at a very, very bad level right now, and I'm very disappointed with that as well. Big problem. We're not playing in the right way right now. The football has been very bad for some time, and the midfield, it just does not offer anything. There's no flexibility in the midfield. There's no passing in the midfield. The way the midfield is going on is very, very disappointing, and it's really concerning for me, to be honest. It's very, very concerning and a big disappointment. I'm being very, very honest. I literally have no words on the midfield, and I'm literally losing my voice on this midfield because I'm concerned. I'm disappointed the way they are playing, and it's becoming a massive, massive concern for me. I'm being very, very honest so far. Going on towards the next part, and that is top 4 a problem, and it's becoming a massive problem. We have got Newcastle United away next week at St. James Park. It's a stadium, even when we used to be in good form, we used to do nothing. It was a stadium that even when Chelsea used to win Premier League titles, they used to go and lose matches up there. And this is the stadium now we are going. The team is in right now top 4, playing some great football, really doing some great stuff this season, and we literally have no answer for that. I'm being very, very honest. We literally have no answer for that. They've got Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Linton, Kieran Trippier, Callum Wilson in great form, Almiron playing some great football right now, and it's becoming a massive concern. And as with the photo, you can see the Champions League dream is looking like it's eroding away from all of us, is eroding away from Chelsea. And the way we are playing right now with top 4, a big problem. Newcastle United away next is not going to improve anytime soon. We have to beat Newcastle now, or I think it's not curtains for top 4, but it's a massive trouble. And we have to go in the January market and spend heavily, or else we are in massive, massive trouble. Because to be honest, right now, our top 4 is in a big, big trouble. We are struggling every match day. We are really not really creating chances in the game. We were disappointing against Aston Villa, disappointing against Brentford, disappointing against United, hammered by Brighton, hammered by Arsenal, and now we've got Newcastle United away next, and the top 4 is becoming a massive, massive problem, people. Massive problem right now. We have no attacking wingbacks right now. We're absolutely struggling. Where Reece James and Chilwell out, Cucurella does not offer anything attackingly, and Cesar Azpilicueta attackingly also does not offer anything. And right now we are struggling. Chelsea have been knowing for some time that Reece James cannot play every game, and we need a backup, but that's been neglected by the previous regime, and we are paying the price of that right now. Todd Boehly has to ensure in the January transfer window that we find a Reece James replacement, because it's getting to a very, very bad level right now. Is getting to a very concerning level right now. We literally have no width in an attack. We literally have no passing in an attack. We have no crosses in an attack with our Reece James and Chilwell, and we have no threat involved. This is why the team goes in the middle. The middle is absolutely outnumbered, and that's where we create problem. Arteta was very smart today. He knew Chelsea have no threat on the wing side, so he put so many players in the midfield, and whenever we had the ball in the midfield, it was 2 Arsenal players on the player, and they lost the ball. That was the story today. And if you don't have attacking wing backs and a stretch your team, it's going to be a problem. And that was the case with Chelsea. And right now, without Reece James and Ben Chilwell, and they could be out at least till January, it could be a massive, massive problem for us. The good thing is that because of FIFA World Cup, we have no matches in between November and December. But the bad news is Chilwell could be out for a very long time, and Reece James will just be coming back off injury, so they might just not immediately play. And we have to play with this wing backs for the next game against Newcastle, and it could be a massive problem with the attacking quality Newcastle have and defensive quality they have, which we had to target with attacking players. It's a massive, massive concern right now for me, honestly, people. Chelsea side, this Chelsea side has no mentality. Let's be brutally honest. They have no mentality. They have no desire to fight for the shirt. They have no desire to fight for the badge. These players go on the pitch and they give up. And to be honest, this is the worst Chelsea side I've seen in my life when it comes to big London derbies, because they just freeze. Whenever it's a pressure game, they freeze. Bar the Champions League performance, one of the biggest performances on the biggest stage. Other than that, these players have really not put in any performance in any big day. We've been feeling on the big matches, especially in the Premier League, for some time now, and the mentality has not been there. The thing is that if you score first against Chelsea, they will never come back. Manchester United conceded an 87th minute goal against us, but they scored a 94th minute goal in the end. Arsenal fight till the end. You got Manchester City who win with a red card. You got Liverpool who also played till the end. You got Tottenham who came back from 2-0 down against Bournemouth to win 2-3. And then you've got Chelsea who, once they go down, they have no fight in them, they have no passion in them, and that's the way we have gone. We literally have no mentality right now, and when you have no mentality to succeed, it's only going to become a problem. I'm being very, very honest with you. And the side has no mentality, and as much as we can keep bringing on new managers, it's never going to change. At some point, Chelsea have to refresh the squad, sign some new players, go in a transition period, but finally get rid of some of these players who don't want to fight for the badge. And right now, the squad, the mentality is at its all-time low right now. Bar the 15-16 season, you can say, of course, it's at an all-time bar low with the ability these players have. Now, the player ratings for Chelsea against Arsenal today out of 10 today. And to be honest, there are going to be some bad ratings because the display today was absolutely ridiculous. Mendy for me has to be a 6. His sweeping was very disappointing today. He was afraid on the ball, but at least he did not make mistakes today. He made a good save. He claimed some crosses well. And I think you can't criticize him, but you also can't say that he was tested a lot or did some mistake as well. So I think he has to be a 6 in this game. Going on, Cesar Azpilicueta, the right back today. I think there was a fine performance from Cesar Azpilicueta defensively. He still at some point did well against Martinelli. Martinelli right now is one of the most informed attackers in the Premier League right now. And I think Aspi still did a fine job. Attackingly, I cannot expect from much from today. Chelsea did not even attack much in the game. So I think that for that, I cannot blame him. And to be honest, I think he deserves a 6 today. He was not great, but for me, he was not that bad today. And that is why he deserves a 6 for me. Going on to the next player right now. And the next player is Trevor Chalobah. And Trevor Chalobah for me deserves a 6. Defensively, he was fine today. He won some balls. He was in the right position. And was some player who was giving some damn about the shirt and really took some good interception as well. So I think Chalobah deserves a 6. There was nothing special, but did his job well and was one of fine Chelsea players in a very, very disappointing display today. Going to Thiago Silva, the ever-dependent, and he was 7 today. Yes, he made a mistake today, which could have been capitalized in the goal, but Chelsea was saved. But overall, Thiago Silva was very, very good today. Again, he made so many interceptions. He really denied Gable his goals in this game. He was very good today. But its only point, how much times a 38-year-old can keep saving Chelsea? If that's the way Chelsea are going to go in the future, then it's a big concern. If a 38-year-old is a man of the match in most of the matches in a season, your club trajectory is never going to go in a good way. And it's becoming a massive, massive concern. If not for Thiago Silva, this match could easily have been Chelsea 0, Arsenal 3. It was that bad, and Thiago Silva had a very good game today for me, especially defensively. Marc Cucurella was fine for me. Defensively, he did his job, but attackingly, Cucurella was doing nothing. Attackingly, he did not provide a width. Attackingly, he did not put enough crosses into the box. And attackingly, he did not do much with the ball and never got in the right areas. And I think Cucurella deserves a 6. He was nothing special, but he was not very bad as well. And this is why, for me, Cucurella deserves a 6. He was nothing special today, but he was not that bad today. And for me, 6 is a fair and a fine rating for Marco Corella in this game for me, in my humble opinion. Going on to the next one now, and the next one is Jorginho, and I'm getting fed up with Jorginho. I'm really being honest. I'm getting absolutely fed up with Jorginho right now because at the moment, defensively, he had a good game today, so I will give him that. But at some point, he again got absolutely outpassed by the Arsenal players. Physically, I cannot blame him. He could not handle them. And passing wise, he was very bad today. So many times he could not even make forward passes. So many times there were some good runs he did not spot. And so many times he spotted the runs, but the pass was too heavy. And again, Jorginho forward passing is a big problem, and that's becoming a big concern. And defensively, he gets very easily bypassed by, and it's becoming a massive concern. It's so easy to bypass Jorginho. It's so easy to get past him. Forward passes are not coming, and it's becoming a massive concern in my opinion. Loftus-Cheek today was disappointing. I don't think he did nothing very bad, but again, a disappointing display. Attackingly, he did not offer us anything, to be honest. Defensively, was just fine, but not really great. On the ball, carrying the ball was a big problem. He was struggling to get out of the Arsenal press, and for me, he deserves a 5 for this game because he was bad today. He was bad today, and he deserves a 5. Not very bad, so I give him 4 or 3, but still bad. And a midfield right now is at its all-time low and is becoming a massive problem right now. Going on towards Mason Mount, and he was bad today. Let's be brutally honest. Let's not really hide here. Mason Mount was very bad today. Like whenever he had a touch of a ball, he lost it. Whenever he had 2 touches of a ball, he went and ran past the player, he lost the ball. Whenever he received a pass, he lost the ball, and he was very bad today. He was really disappointing today, and I think Mason Mount is becoming a bit of concern right now, but I have to say the manager has been overplaying him. Why was there a need, Mr. Graham Potter, sir, to play Mason Mount against Dinamo Zagreb? What was the thinking behind that? This guy is being tired out. He's being played so much overly. We are so much reliant on him that he cannot get the rest. And sometimes when I see Mason Mount, it looks like he's carrying the burden on the team, which at some point is making him nervous, at some point is making him tired, and he's not putting the performance he's very capable of. And without Mason Mount right now not playing well, the whole side doesn't play well, and he has been really awful. Whenever he got a good pass, he fluffed it. Whenever he got a good decision, he fluffed it. He was bad today, and I'm getting fed up right now. Mason Mount displays. At some point, he has to be rested, and some deserving players like Pulisic have to be given chances because Mason Mount was very bad today, and I think we have to be really honest. He's still a poster boy. He's still a very good player, but today he was very bad. Sterling again, attackingly, whenever he got the ball, it looked like he was scared. It looked like Raheem Sterling was scared. He did not know anything to do with the ball. He was very poor today, Raheem Sterling. Whenever he got the ball, he tried to go past 2 players, 3 players, and it never worked. And he lost the ball. There were so many times he won the ball back. He did not even look making a forward pass. And then once he looked, he just raised his hand. Where is someone? Where is someone? Until then, the ball was taken from him. I've not seen the Raheem Sterling I saw City. I've not saw the Sterling that gets past some players. And to be really honest, he was again very disappointed today. And then now the pressure on the price tag, his performances so far have been really bad. At some point, fair questions have to be asked that Raheem Sterling so far has been really disappointing with Chelsea. And the money we have paid, 48 million, is getting bad and is getting disappointing. And that's a massive concern. Going on, Kai Havertz, and for me, he deserves a 5. He was fine. He won the ball back. He had it good in the corner kicks. He defended well on the corner kicks. I think Kai Havertz overall did the most part in the team in terms of creating chances, but he had such an easy chance to tee up Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and he missed that. I still don't know how. I still don't know why, but he missed that pass, and that for me is a big shame because that pass should have been taken. Let's be brutally honest. That pass should have been taken, and Mason Mount was very disappointing today. I have to be really honest with myself. He was very disappointing today. He was not the Mason Mount we know. He was not the Mason Mount we've always known. And if he keeps playing this way, it's going to become a massive concern. It's really going to become a massive concern if he keeps playing this way. And he's really sad. He's really disappointing. But he was really bad today. He was very bad today, to be honest. And I think Havertz, again, in terms of decision-making, was very bad. His decision-making was ridiculous at some point. And I will have to say one thing. It's becoming disappointing now but I still want to see Havertz in number 10 role, and I still think there is a player in him, but it's up to us to utilize it. And now going on Aubameyang, and he was just not on the pitch. He was not on the pitch. But I have no anger on him. He's no Gable Jesus. We have known this for some time. Chelsea just don't provide enough services to attackers, and at some point we had to pay the price for that. Raheem Sterling was an absolute passenger today. Did not get much touches of the ball. There was no crosses into the box. Chelsea did not attack much in the game. And to be really honest, it was an absolutely shambles of a display. And to be really honest, my whole Chelsea team, so I cannot blame Aubameyang, but at least he could have put a better effort in. At least he could have tried to go for some balls. So it was disappointing. And let's be brutally honest, very disappointing on Aubameyang. And now Gable has posted, nothing personal, London is red. And that's what's going to happen. This is what happens. When you speak so much before the game, but you don't perform, you will have to take that. And it's very, very disappointing, to be really honest. Very disappointing. Going on to the next part. And the next part is going on substitutes. And that's Conor Gallagher. He was 6 today. He was very, very disappointing today. And I think he came on the pitch, he was substitute, but some of the decision making and just passing on did not really get on point. I still thought Conor Gallagher put a lot of effort. I still thought Conor Gallagher did more in the game than Mason Mount and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Havertz combined. So I think Conor Gallagher really came and attackingly still did more than those guys. But whenever he got to the final box, the ball got away from him. Whenever he got a pass, the ball got away from his feet. And again, Conor Gallagher into the final box was not the same player we know. So I think he was a 6, he was fine. But again, he was still a player in the substitute that came in, impacted the game, but was still disappointing into the final box. And that is why for me, he's a 6. I think Armando Broja is a 6 in this game. He came, he brought some pace into the game. He brought some passion into the game. He really went for some balls. The way he took on 2 Arsenal players for an attack. And Conor Gallagher could have done better in that. I think there was a prime Broja for you. He's a very good player. Should be starting more games for Chelsea. He has the physicality. He has the pace. He has the intelligence. And he's a very good player. And he must play more games for Chelsea. But again, he has been neglected by Graham Potter for some time. And I was impressed by Broja since he came on. But again, Broja came on for some 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And again, Chelsea did not even create one chance for him. He came on. And he had to do everything by himself. And that is a massive concern. Kovacic came on the pitch very late and still did more in terms of controlling the ball than all of the team did. He came on, Chelsea has some outlet to pass the ball and carry the ball, and it only shows how much Chelsea is over-dependent on him, and our midfield is non-existent. Let's be brutally honest, our midfield is non-existent and it's becoming a massive concern. Pulisic had no time, but again, when he came on the pitch, he did a much better job in some 5 or 10 minutes than Raheem Sterling and Mason Mount did in the whole game. So Pulisic was fine for me when he came on, and even in the fine display, he did better than all the players mentioned. And at some point, Graham Potter has to give him chances and has to accept his defeat. And now, on the manager, for me, the manager deserves 5 in this game. He was disappointed today. Let's be brutally honest, the manager was very disappointed today. He got the tactics wrong. For me, he got the lineups a bit wrong. I have some sympathy with him in regards to injury, but I do not expect a Chelsea manager to put a white flag straight away before the match has started. And I do not like a Chelsea manager that just gives up in a game. And I do not like a Chelsea manager that just straight away accepts a loss in a game. I love Graham Potter. I have all the time in the world for Graham Potter. But we cannot lie that he has been really disappointing so far. And again, he was out-tacticked by Mikel Arteta. He was out-tacticked by Erik ten Hag. He was out-tacticked by Brighton. And it's becoming a massive, massive concern right now. And for me, Graham Potter deserves a 5. It was same old Chelsea, and Graham Potter did nothing to address that. Again, the substitutions were late. Again, the substitutions were disappointing. And Chelsea keep on continuing with the team they are. And again, very disappointed people. But before I end the video, people watching, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. Big up to you all. Please subscribe and like the video.